Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, Mr. Roth, and this could be from Ms. Fitzmaurice, either one, because both of you have just made statements that inferred that you don't have access to databases that would give you the relevant information to make sure that these staffers don't get the SIDA badge. Is that what I'm hearing? Ms. Fitzmaurice, let me go to you. You made reference a little while ago that you can't do your job without access to important information. So you're saying that you don't have that access?
So we do have access to the U.S. government's terrorist watch list data. What we are seeking access to is additional intelligence information on individuals, and we're working through the interagency currently to request that.
Is that an existing database that you want access to?
That is a database that we are seeking some automated access to be able to incorporate additional data into our automated vetting processes.
Heretofore, have you been told you cannot have access, or it's just something y'all hadn't thought of?
I think that when we recognize the value of this, we've been working to pursue gaining access to this.
But you knew about it before now. I'm trying to figure out why at this late time you're just now saying, well, we probably should have had access to that database. When if it was a database that had information about potential terrorists in it, why wouldn't you already be plugged into it?
So again, I think what we have to understand is that the watch lists, which are maintained by the FBI's terrorist screening centers, are what are determined to be individuals who pose, threats to transportation, and we receive those watch lists for purposes of our vetting. I think what we have recognized over time through our experience in vetting individuals and understanding the additional intelligence information that's contained in TIDE, we believe that we can supplement the value of what we do by identifying potentially individuals who may be unknown
and who has control of that database now?
So that database that we're talking about is maintained by the NCTC.
Okay. Are they giving you any problems about access? Is it just a technical issue now?
So,
are they happy to let you in on it?
Yeah, this is a coordination discussion right now with the interagency. The vetting systems are very complex. We have the airports, we have the airlines, they're submitting information to us. We have our systems that's actually doing the analysis. We're getting information from the watch listing community. And so it's really just more of the complexities of that interagency coordination process that we're working through.
And how long do you think it'll take you to work through that?
I am very optimistic right now. We've had frequent and ongoing discussions on this matter, and I would expect that we'll be able to work through it in the very near future.
That's very lawyerly.
I'm not a lawyer, sir.
You sound like one. You didn't
just for the record, that hurts me because I'm a lawyer.
I'm a recovering attorney, too. That's why I know one when I see one. So 60 days? 90 days?
I can tell you that we are having, daily conversations on this topic, and even this, as frequent as this afternoon, we'll be continuing those discussions on how we can seek and gain the access.
Mr. Roth, is what she just described what you were making reference to about the SIDA badges?
Somewhat. It's a little more complicated than that from our point of view. There are a number of codes that we're talking about.
A number of what?
Of codes or sort of categories of individuals or names in the large TIDE database. Now, some of those are in fact known or suspected terrorists that TSA does not have access to. And then there are others that are out there that are simply in the large TIDE database that really aren't used for watch listing purpose, although TSA would like them to be noted for watch listing purposes. So there's really two categories of information, some that's already sort of vetted information. For example, there are several of these categories that other components within DHS gets, but TSA doesn't get.
Why?
It is difficult to describe in an open setting, but we can certainly explain it later on if you'd wish.
Yeah, I do. Let me ask, is this the first time that you've done an IG report on this problem?
We have done reports on access badges in general, control over access badges. This is the first time, though, that we've done a sort of a data run comparing the SIDA badges to the terrorist databases.
Okay. All right. Do you agree with Ms. Fitzmaurice's characterization that the 73 people that were identified as having terrorist ties really weren't a problem?
We don't have any information as to the process that TSA used once we gave them those names in November of last year. I would say that the more information that you have, the better decisions that you make. So whether or not these 73 individuals, in fact, did not pose a threat to terrorism doesn't mean that the system is working perfectly.
Well, my time's up. I hope one of the other members will pick up on this.